Right, time's running on. Um, Denise, thank you for hanging around. You're our last speaker today. It's beautiful to have three. The power of three is always good. So, who's Denise then? She's that beautiful lady there, that gorgeous background of the. Is it a tree? It's a tree, isn't it? Look at that tree of life. She's strongly aligned with dragons, and she's been working with them since she first learned Reiki in 2001. I think, like many of us, it's when you move your frequency through sort of healings, the rest of it, that the dragons often come in. Because I find the dragons are, if you don't believe in dragons, you don't get to see them. But once you change your frequency, you start to believe in magic and the rest of it, and that's when they become more available to you. So, Denise, welcome. How are you on this late Sunday evening?
Thank you. I'm good. Lovely to be here with you all, and thank you to Karen and Marlene for their shares as well so far. It's been a monumental evening. So thank you everybody, and thank you everybody that's here as well listening. And you, Kevin.
It's good to see you. So, what would you like to share with us?
Well, I've been feeling into this, and I didn't hugely have anything planned, but there's a few things that I've been jotting down as the evening has progressed. So I'll share a little bit about how dragons kind of came into my world. And it is hard to remember when they first came in because it just feels like they've always been there on some level. Um, I remember even having a dragon like puppet as a child. So the concept of dragons has always been there. And beginning to do grid work many moons ago, you're kind of aware of the presence of dragons with you. And I think anybody who does grid work, they're working with dragons whether they know it or not. Because in my world, the dragons set down all the energy lines. Like they are dragon lines. You can't really separate the energy lines from the dragons. Um, and I moved to Australia in 2004. I'm back in England now. And immediately when I moved to a place called Byron Bay, I was feeling the presence of the dragons in one-on-one sessions, in healings with people. But I started to write a book for my niece, who was 2.5 when I left England, and I wanted to give her a little a little bit of my world in Australia. And I started writing a young adult fiction book. And as the story progressed, I realised that it was really about dragons. And there was a beautiful dragon called Morgwynnen, a kind of semi-retired Welsh dragon that came in. And I won't go into too much more detail about the other dragons and the story. Um, so my relationship with them deepened much more at that time. And that was in 2006 when I started writing that book. Um, and interestingly, when I was doing work on the land in Australia, I found that I would call upon one of the characters from the book, which kind of amused me. And I thought, that isn't actually a character that I've made up. That is a real dragon. Um, so coming back to England, I found myself going to I live in North Yorkshire, and there's a lot of very old churches around here that were on sacred sites. And to me, the dragon is very, very connected with the divine feminine energy. And I felt when I was going into the churches and doing, these churches are empty most of the time. And I was drawn in there to do share light language transmissions in there in the quiet when there was nobody there. And I was finding after I'd done that I had an awareness of there being dragons under the churches, that were in stasis, let's say. And so the connection, it's like we act as keys in these circumstances to unlock the stasis that the dragons are in, because they're waiting for humans to be of a particular frequency that they can be kind of awakened, and it's like they have gone to sleep while we were sorting ourselves out as humans and raising our frequency to a certain level. And I find it so interesting that in this year, the year of the Chinese, the Chinese year of the dragon, that so many of us are coming online in terms with dragons, and dragons are being talked about. It's just much more accepted. 2012 was the last year of the dragon, 12 years ago, and that was a monumental year as well. So it appears that when it's the year of the dragon, that big things happen on the planet. And I, as well as speaking light language, I write light language codes as well. And something I would like to do at some point in this is share some of those dragon codes with you. So when I draw the codes, I usually do them on a piece of paper, though sometimes I'm using my iPad now. And then I mirror the image. And it's really interesting to me how many times I'm just very aware of dragons within the image. The same when I mirror perhaps images of the clouds or trees, and I work a lot with elemental energy as well. And you can see the fairies and these elemental beings showing themselves once you mirror the images. Callanish stones on the Isle of Lewis was one place that I took lots of photos of the stones and mirrored the images, and you can just so clearly see these beings on there. So the dragon codes that I'm working with, and I don't know how well you can't really see that, but that's one of the images that I'll show you. I was kind of blown away with the dragons that come through, and some of the light language codes feel very dragon as they're coming through, but I don't necessarily expect them to look like a dragon once they're mirrored. But I'm not really in control of it. I'm just kind of holding the pen and doing the work for the dragons. Where else to go with this? I think I would like to share screen if that's possible. I think I'd like to do that now. And I would also like to do a little transmission. I have my crystal pyramid with me there, so I feel I would like to do a little transmission to kind of close today as well.
Should have access as co-host now to share.
Right. Just show this one first.
That's it. Yep, we can see it.
Let me just make that bigger. So this one, I made this into like a double image together. So I did the codes, mirrored them, and then I add colors and I add lights. And this in particular is what really looks like a dragon to me. I feel like this is like the heart. You've got kind of the wings at the side, but I also feel strong whale energy. This always reminds me of a whale tail here, and these frequencies remind me of kind of jellyfish, but it's also feminine energy and fire energy. And this just, I was never sure which way around to put it because I really liked it that way round and I could really see the dragon that way round. But then when I would turn it upside down or the other way round, I could really see like the dragon's tail more clearly down here. And you get a different being that's showing itself there. Like this looks like a different face, perhaps not quite so dragon. Yeah, so that's the first code that I wanted to share with you. And I think as you're looking at this, you'll have impressions yourself of either what it feels like to you, but it's a moving image. It's the way energy is brought down to the planet. It's the way energy moves around the planet, but it's in a snapshot kind of form. But if you soft focus your eyes on this, you may kind of see the energy a little bit and feel it moving and feel it kind of dancing on the screen. And this felt almost like the fire of the dragon, but it feels like there's a bit of throat center activation that goes on with this. And And down here, this feels very solar plexus. This feels like the fire of the belly, the fire of the sun in the solar plexus. Let me just exit full screen. This was another one, and this feels watery. And I feel with some of these codes, like here, this always reminds me, this feels like moving geometries when these come through. And again, it's a static image of things that are moving round. And I often feel like I'm placing myself in the center of this, and it's like a healing chamber around me. This one with the blue and the green, very watery kind of energy, very throat and heart as well. These kind of, this always feels very dragon when this kind of bit comes through. And these bits here, these always feel quite dragon as well. I work with the diamond light codes, so the diamonds that are there, that's what I feel their presence is. Yeah, so that feels like a very nurturing kind of healing chamber to me. And recently I've been working with the crystalline emerald dragons, and I'll probably talk a bit more about them. But now I'm looking at this code. This feels really relevant to an event that I'm putting on actually on the 12th. So it's interesting. I wasn't going to share these, but it was during the call that I was like, oh, I'm getting the nudge to share some of the light language codes. And this, yeah, this feels very watery, like the wavy lines that we've got like here. That always feels very watery and magnetic to me. And another one I wanted to share was, so this one was a code I created for a friend. So I do commission work and draw codes for people. And then when I mirrored this one, he is such a strong dragon, and this really felt like his energy. And
So
these,
Denise, did you change the image? Because I'm still seeing the sort of reddy goldy one.
oh really? Yeah, I've put two different ones on. Let me just stop share.
I think the image didn't refresh.
Oh, that's interesting. Let me share screen again. Can you see that now?
It just says it's starting to share screen at the moment. It's just a bit slow.
Okay. Hmm.
It says you started sharing.
Let me just try again. Sure that's not right. Ah, I think. Anything there?
Not yet. Just still says you started sharing.
Yeah, it's saying your screen sharing is paused, but when I click on the green thing that says resume share, it's not actually happening. Let me just stop that.
Technology, eh?
Sorry about this, everybody.
That's right. I think the first image was like, no, I just want to show. That's it. Got a different one. Got a bluey greeny one now.
Yeah, so this is the one that I was just talking about, not realizing it wasn't showing itself. So this is the one that I was saying it's like a healing chamber in here. And these are the bits that I was saying. They always remind me of like dragon wings. I always feel the strong dragon energy with these. And these are like the geometries that I was mentioning. Yeah, so you can just imagine that you're placing yourself in the center of this, and then you're being presented, you're being kind of merging with the energy of the codes. So I think rather than just change the image, I will stop share and then go back into it. So just bear with me a second. So I will share screen again.
Yeah, got some eggs.
Yeah, so this was, I did this quite a few years ago. I think this is 2019. So this feels very dragon to me, and obviously very dragon egg. I love this code. So just a gazillion of the dragon eggs there going on into infinity. And the last one that I will share sorry about this. You see that one?
Yep, an orangey one.
Yeah, so this is the one that I was saying that I did this one for a friend. This was like a commissioned one. And this one just blew me away when this came together, and he instantly could see the dragon in there and could feel his his energy as dragon in this. And these, like these ones with the kind of lines that come down, that is how I kind of perceive energy as coming down into Earth's energy field from the cosmos. And often when I'm doing light language activations on the land, these are the kind of like actions that I'll be doing with my body. So it's like I'm writing the actions on a piece of paper and just kind of catching it. And again, the geometries down the sides here and the diamond light codes. All right. So I work with the rose dragons a lot as well, and with the frequencies of the rose. When I was tuning into this year, I was getting that the rose, the platinum frequency, as well as the gold frequency that I've been working with for a long time, they were coming in for this year, and the diamond light codes. And when I work with the dragons, it feels a very crystalline frequency normally of the dragons. If I tune into my dragon aspect, the aspect that I feel that I've merged with is like a white pearlescent, but almost shimmering with like rain rainbow colors as well. So I've connected with many dragons. I hold monthly kind of dragon gatherings, and recently we've connected with the rainbow dragons and our rainbow light body, the diamond matrix dragons, which were new to me, and the ones that are coming in for the next one are the crystalline emerald dragons. And what I'm feeling for this is that we are going into the emerald waters beneath Avalon. And what I'm told by the emerald dragons, and their energy is so very nurturing, and it feels very linked to abundance, to growth. And what I'm guided that they've been keeping these crystalline emerald waters beneath Avalon, not just Avalon, many places around the planet. But they are keeping the codes and frequencies pure there, and they are the codes of abundance, superabundance, vitality, health. I feel like I've missed a word from that, and creation as well. And they've been keeping these codes really pure and clear. And what I'm shown is that they have kind of like created these rings that we are going to be gifted with on the call. And through having this ring on our person, we are being connected with that pure frequency of the of those emerald waters. And we're going to go and visit the emerald waters as well. And Avalon is strongly linked to Glastonbury. You know, Glastonbury is supposed to be the third dimensional frequency of Avalon. So I'm shown that these waters are like in the ninth dimensional field beneath Avalon. And that's where we're going to be going on the next one. And interestingly, a friend of mine who'd been tuning into my energy recently, she could feel there was a real emerald green aspect to my energy that was new. And she didn't realize that I'd been connecting with the crystalline emerald dragons. But that kind of confirmed to me that already they're kind of merging with my field. So it may well be, I haven't planned what I would like to do for the transmission, but it may well be that it's these emerald dragons that are coming through. And I'm just going to change my sound setting, there we go, so that we can hear the sound from this. Is that coming through okay?
Yeah, perfect.
I invite us all to bring our awareness to our heart space. And it feels like we're going to connect with the heart space of these incredible emerald dragons, but I'm feeling the presence of the rose dragons as well. So just tuning into your own heart space and just setting the intention that if you wish to receive these frequencies, that your heart is open to receive them. And feeling that energy of pure, unconditional love from the dragons. And let's just connect or extend our heart frequency, our heart awareness to the heart of Gaia. So just connecting in with the New Earth templates that emanate out from Gaia's heart. Let us also extend our heart awareness out to the heart of the sun and feeling love and gratitude in our hearts for the love, the life, the light that we are given from Gaia and from the sun. And let's extend our heart awareness out to the cosmic heart, the universal heart, and feeling our connection, all of us here live on the call, all of us watching the replay, our connection, our hearts all beating as one within the unified field of love. And let us invite in the dragons that we connect with, that we resonate with. And let's just together create this unified field of love of our hearts, but also with all the dragon hearts that are with us on this call. And let us beam that beautiful frequency, that love energy, that heart energy to all the sacred sites on the planet. To the sites that Marlene mentioned and the places that she is going to be visiting. And any places that you particularly resonate with. I'm seeing in my mind's eye the pyramids of Egypt. and Mount Shasta and Avalon. I'm seeing Glastonbury, the tour of Glastonbury. The sacred sites, the stones of the planet. I'm seeing Stonehenge and Avebury. And the Kalani stones that we mentioned earlier on the Isle of Lewis. And I'm feeling us going into the waters now as well and connecting with the crystalline nodules, the crystalline nodes of the planet. And feeling that collective field awakening and activating these nodes and the crystalline, I'm kind of seeing crystalline cities beneath the waters of the earth. And there may be a familiarity to you with these places as we connect with these. Tahia lekia no uist ar da kia mokulekia. Erhiantai et adore no kuidea. Derhiant no kuista. Mikit ai del et aronokut. Molekia lakiet od ornikia. Mikit et arono ist. Koyatani erhien no kuidai no kuiduduaya. Nekia lai no kuduit. Brunakita dai no kuidai na kustuida. Taharnikiki Vornukutu Nurdikda Mia twist Kahlekiar no good wood to Patakitida. We a la lai Toyanakia la lai unoi toinakia. Nikia lai no kui doi. My lai. Doi laki lai naki. Olai. Tialaki ayo. Olaya. Tia. Naya la la ya ya, tu la ya, te ya la ku, tu ya. Ist het arne koist und ore te ga. Niepa ja na koit tot ore te gede. Maya kiat leke door no gedoist. Mahia, nikiat ot ore ne kipata. Kia toro no ku. Yalla kia hena kia tot ostela kia. Meet at arene kia po nietata. Gut eist arene kia tan. Kul laat et arene kot a. Iesta yalla la la atatutui. West yat et aret kot a. Beke le et a a. Kinestaya. Iet at arenikia. just bringing our awareness back to our heart space. Feeling gratitude and joy in our hearts as we give thanks to all of the dragon beings who've been with us. Thank you to the waters of the planet. Thank you to Gaia and the sun and the cosmic heart. And let us just thank all of us for our presence here on the call, live, and those in a future now moment watching the replay. Okay, so thank you everybody. I'm just trying to catch up on the messages there. Yeah, the animal like a raccoon. I see that. And it kind of reminds me of a mouse, some weird mouse as well in that one. Yeah, lion always comes in quite strongly as well. Lions and dragons, I just feel that they're so very connected. So somebody asked about the technique that I use. I don't know if I answered that, but I do tend to draw them by hand. There's an app, I think it's just Photo Mirror, that I use to mirror the images, and then it just goes through various layering processes to add lights to them and colours. And I'm just beginning to play with the iPad and with Procreate as well, but I'm kind of a bit slow on that really. Yeah, the dragon head and the eye in the centre, and almost like antenna that were coming out of that dragon's head. And at some point I will be getting these printed off so I can sell them, but I'm a bit behind on the old like technology website kind of thing. In terms of translating the light language, for me it's codes and frequencies that come through, and it's, you know, somebody can hear it and may get a particular message from it, but that message may be different for everybody because it's so quantum in its nature. And for me, when I'm sharing light language, although you can speak in it and it's kind of like a telepathic transmission, it's more for purposes of activation within our hearts and within the land. So I can't necessarily translate it, and neither can I say a dialect as such, because it's just frequencies and codes that are being shared that sounds like words. I really feel when I'm speaking light language that it's many frequencies coming through at once, but one is more kind of prominent than others. So I didn't notice it so much in this one, but sometimes it almost feels like the dialect can change mid-word, because yeah, like there's often lyran links in there, there's dragon links in there, but I can't necessarily differentiate them because they're all kind of coming through at once, if that makes sense. So I would, and it almost feels, because it's a heart-to-heart transmission as well, and sometimes it's our head that wants the translation. So I'd say more to kind of feel it and feel into it. And if you listen again another time, it may feel completely different for you as well, because each time you connect with it, you will be receiving different codes and frequencies through it. I hope that makes sense. So thank you everyone who's been here for the whole time. It's a long call. There's a lot to take in, a lot to absorb.
That was beautiful.
And just the usual, drink plenty of water, and you know, if you can go out to nature, go to the waters of the planet as well, to kind of share the codes with nature, and just for yourself really to kind of assimilate and integrate the energies. So plenty of water. Any emotions come up for you, just be with them, and release them in your own way, whatever that is, whether that's to do some exercise, have a good dance, have a good laugh, have a good cry, have a good stomp your feet, journal, whatever way kind of works for you. And if anyone feels drawn to I haven't quite got the ticket tailor done yet, but the 12th of June is going to be the Emerald Dragons, and I usually do a monthly kind of dragon weave, and you can find me on Facebook, and you're going to put all the details, aren't you, Kevin, of how to connect with us. You can email me as well.
Yeah, the Dragon Talks.info page has all of your bios and all of your links. I'll share those when I share the videos as well.
I've done quite a few Dragon Talks and a couple with Kevin as well on my YouTube channel, which is in a piece with Denise. There's quite a few different Dragon Talks on there as well that might be of interest to you.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone.
A nice long call, and lots of beautiful people sharing things. So let's send Denise lots and lots of love. Thank you for that. Thank you for waiting for the other two to share as well. Thank you. It's powerful. Cool. Well, it's beautiful to see you all, and I just must plug the fact that in July we've got the Galactic Dragon Thunder Summit. I'm just going to post that in there now. Please do sign up to that. We're going to have 40 speakers this time. Actually, no, 44 speakers this time. 24 of them are going to be live on the 21st of July. We're going to start in Australia with 8 speakers, come to the UK with 8 speakers, and then head off to the USA with 8 speakers. And I'm in the process of doing lots of pre-records with people. Denise is one of those as well, so it was a beautiful session we had. So yeah, please come along for that. That'd be amazing. And of course, we're here every month, and I always say this: these talks don't have to be for half an hour, for 20 minutes. You don't have to play music, you don't have to channel anything. If you want to come on 5 minutes and share how powerful dragons are in your life, that would be beautiful, because there's people, like Claire was saying, she's just starting to get into dragons, so even the smallest bit of information will be useful to someone. So if you want to come on and just share a little bit about your dragon journey, don't think you have to have been with dragons for 30 years and written 15 books. You may have just met them recently in a meditation and they were blue and green and they said this to you. Just come and share that, because we're all at different levels, and it's good for everyone to see that we're all at different levels, but we're all working with dragons, and that's the important bit. And this whole process was asked to be started by the dragons. The dragons control this. I'm just a techie guy that managed to put it all together, but this is the dragons that run this, and they're the ones that call in all these beautiful speakers. So please don't be shy. I don't bite, and no one does. Send me a message and say, I'm thinking about sharing this. I'm quite happy to have a listen to what you're going to share and go, yeah, that sounds amazing. Somebody's going to be interested in that. And maybe what we'll do is have a session one day where we have lots of people come on and share lots of 5-minute sessions. But we're also just started on Clubhouse as well. So if you're afraid of being on video, like some people were, Marlene was, but she's not anymore. Come to Clubhouse. Everything's in the Dragon Thunder Summit group on Facebook. There's lots of people sharing lots of beautiful things, so I'm sure you'll meet someone that you resonate with. So it's beautiful to see you all, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your days. It's almost bedtime for me, so I need my beauty sleep. So I'll be posting all of these out on Monday. So watch out for your inbox, and I'll share them in the groups, and I'll share them on the portal, and yeah, so it'll be everywhere. And do check out everyone's links. So beautiful to see you all. I'll see you all very soon.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.